So I'm addressing a question here. I had someone who was having trouble with uh, the exercise where it tells you to, after you've removed the polishes, and I'm just doing it on one here because it's the same process for both, but they were having trouble with basically painting this wood grain back in. And the reason why, so let me just kind of show, I think this is what's happening here, is so if you are going to paint the wood grain back and you're going to use the clone stamp, I have the clone stamp, go ahead and hit source, and then I start to paint here. Nope, Control Z. That's not what I wanted. I need to be on the actual, I was on the, I was painting the polishes back because it's on the layer mask. So I need to go to the image layer. Now, yeah, you can see here, nothing's happening. I can't paint over here, no matter how hard I try. So let me hit, let me go back a couple times. The reason why, of course, is because the layer mask is hiding that portion of the image. So you are actually painting back when you do this, but you're actually painting back into the area that's been masked out. So what you need to do is actually create a new layer, and then the clone stamp, actually mine's already set here, but if you look up at the top in the options, the clone stamp is actually set to current layer by default. I actually have mine set to all layers. So if you set that to all layers and create a new layer, now if I paint, even though there are no pixels on that layer, I can actually get that wood grain to paint back over. And I'm just going to real quickly here. Show you how I might do this. And it's, you know, you're going to have to resource because you have a small area to work with. So now I have wood grain on another layer. As far as how to get a nice clean edge and how to make it look like it has that dimension, the best tricks I can offer are I would make an elliptical marquee to try to mimic the bowl. I'm going to go up to Select and Transform Selection, and then I'll just match up my handles with the edges of the bowl. Looks like I went a little bit too high there. Okay. And then invert that selection and delete so you get a nice clean edge on the bowl there. And then you could use the burn tool, or, you know, there's a lot of different methods you could do here, but the burn tool to kind of try to darken that edge. Now you may want to actually go in and even just get like a small tipped brush with just like knock the opacity down quite a bit, and then just oops, that's not near enough. I'll go to 1 and maybe even change my blending mode to darken. And then I could just maybe erase. You can tell I've been looking at much larger images here. And I've started to get something that looks pretty decent here. Would still want to work on this a bit more. That's not as clean as I would like. And then, you know, at this point, you might even be able to use, you know, like the healing brush, switch that to all layers, grab some wood grain from over here, come over here, oops. And just kind of see what that looks like. To try to get that cleaned up a little bit, and then maybe even grab the healing brush. So you're not limited. You can use whatever you'd like, and there's lots of different options that will help you, allow you to do that on multiple layers. So hopefully that is helpful and answers your questions. Let me know if you guys have any more trouble with this file. I should tell you, this is actually one of the more complex exercises in the book, as far as, like, it basically tells you, hey, do this thing, but then doesn't give you the steps. But it's, we're trying to step up your problem solving skills here and your creativity. So let me know again if you have any other questions.